Hey y'all, Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, we're here for us to talk more about Love Island USA former couple Janae Craig and Kenny Rodriguez. For a lot of people that may not be aware, the couple did break up earlier this week. Janae finally came out, broke her silence, gave her statement, followed behind her was Mr. Kenny. Kenny gave his statement and then Janae went back at him and told him, listen, when I put that statement out, I was actually being nice. Don't piss me off. Okay. Kenny has since said absolutely nothing as his follower count over on Instagram has dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. I do believe that Kenny has lost over 100,000 followers at this point. Um, in addition to that, if that doesn't suck, Aaliyah has been on his head as well. She's come out to have some things to say. She labeled him a clout chaser, a scammer, money hungry, as well as a racist. She also requested that he remove her man's images off of his page. Stop deleting the comments. Delete my man up off your page. That is what Leah had to say. Of course, Olivia came out and she had some things to say as well, calling Kenny out for being disgraceful. In addition, Kendall, who's a very close friend of Kenny's, Kendall came out to show his love and support for Janae as well with the post of them dancing last year. And also Kaylor. Kaylor has also come to the front. Kaylor came to the front, and this is exactly what Kaylor had to say over on her post. Kaylor says, at Kenny Rodriguez is a poor excuse of a man. You lost the most beautiful, genuine soul. Shame on you. Okay, so that is what Miss Kaylor came out of the woodworks to say. At first, she was just leaving, emojis under comments or whatnot. And she finally came out and she had some things to say. All right. So Serena has also labeled him as a narcissist as well as a racist as well. And Serena came out with her own statement. But before we get exactly to what Serena said, I want us to check out some things that Olivia and Leah had to say over on their page. Liv wanted to make sure that everybody understood that this was a chat GPT message. Okay. This was a statement that came directly from chat GPT. And what's so interesting is the fact that Leah had already clocked it when Leah referred to him as a chat GPT head ass. Right. And then now we have Olivia saying, asking Chat GPT, was this response written by Chat GPT or AI? Yes or no? No explanation. They said yes. Enough said. I told you guys last night when we talked about this, the second portion of his statement was definitely given chat gpt coded 1000%, so I thought that was quite hilarious. But Leah went on to make a post where she kind of talked about clout chasers, right? Of course she blurred out most of the message, but it says this month is the month of clout chasers, I guess. Mercury retrograde taking out the trash. So Kenny is continuing to get pounced on by the Islanders as well as the fans. Now, I have to say, I have not seen any guy Islanders come to the defense of Janae as of yet, aside from Kenny putting not Kenny but Kendall putting up a post of him and Janae dancing, and he said that he loves her forever. Like, that is a post that Kendall did put up over on his page, and actually I just want to get that post up for you guys so you all can see it for those that have not. But as far as him pouncing on the head of Kendall and letting Kendall know how wrong he was, he has yet to do that, and I don't know if that's something he's planning to do in private or not. But this is the post that was made by him with Nay. Okay, he and Nay dancing. Love you forever, Nay Nay. Okay, so that's what they had going on. That is Kendall showing his love and support for Nay, but not necessarily calling out his quote unquote friend. Okay. And maybe he doesn't have all the details. Maybe he's waiting to get additional details, but that is what's going on at this time. Now, we also know that Janae's brother and sister also came out to speak on her behalf, and we will get to that in just a second. Well, we got into that last night, but her best friend came out to have some things to say, and that is what we'll get to in just a second. But before we do, I do want us to check out what it is that Serena had to say. Okay, another member of the PPG. Serena says, let's all remember this is not a show and someone's actual feelings. It may just be tea for y'all, but that's not the case for us. All right, y'all already know how I'm coming behind Janae, and trust, so does he. Okay, so I don't know if Serena already cussed this man out behind the scenes or what has happened. However, it's giving Kenny, you might want to watch your back just a little bit, okay? And I completely understand what Serena is saying. This is somebody's actual feelings. All right. I do feel like Janae wears her heart on her sleeve, and I could just imagine everything she's dealing with right now with this breakup, having somebody faking your face for so long, knowing that they don't even like you. But to a lot of people, it was pretty apparent, it was very clear that he wasn't that into her, okay, according to a lot of people. But we don't know what all he may have been saying and doing behind the scenes, right? And when Serena came out with this message, a lot of people felt like, well, if you don't want us to discuss it or have anything to say, you guys should have never brought it to the internet, okay? Meaning all the extraness that's happened. It's one thing for her to give a statement, Kenny to give a statement, and then it's another thing for everybody else to pounce in and add in narcissist, racist, this, that, and the other. And people are wondering what is going on, and therefore it becomes tea at that point. So understand both sides of it wholeheartedly. Now, another thing that I wanted us to get into was the fact that her one of her best friends, okay, she did come out, she put a statement out, and this is what Charmaine had to say. And this is crazy, y'all, because I feel like Charmaine lets us in on more of what was happening, okay? So get into this. She says, my advice for women in relationships: if you have access, go through your man's phone today. Today is what she's saying. Search keywords like, I don't like black women. I thought I would get more money from this. I'm faking this relationship. Going on the show would be for clout. I can't wait to be done with this so I can fuck hella bitchs. You'll thank me later. P.S. Never spare a man. Dog them out, baby girl. This is what the best friend had to say. Okay, this is what the best friend had to say, and I am okay. Shout out to Tammy Talks, girl. My what she say? My flabber is gassed, because that's what's going on. Okay, that's what's going on. I mean, again, I understand. I'm new to the information of him being a Trump supporter. Was not aware. Okay, so I'm completely shocked. All right. So if you were somebody that believed he was a Trump supporter, a lot of what this young lady is saying, you're not surprised anyway. But all of this was not on my bingo card. Okay. You're literally texting in your group chat, and let me tell you, the search on the search on the text messages in iPhone, and I don't know how Androids are set up, but baby, it will get you caught up every time. Okay, I don't like black women. Who are you talking to? So it was this a part of the group chat? Because it seems to me the friend is confirming the allegations that we've been hearing about him saying negative things about Janae in a group chat. Okay? In a group chat. I don't like black women. I thought I would get more money from this. Sounds on brand when you have Leah referring to him as money hungry. Okay? Then says, I'm faking this relationship. Granted, not a surprise to a lot of people. Going on the show would be for clout. That confirms the clout chaser. So now I feel like when you gave us that infamous scene of you being up here emotional and crying, I want you, I want you. Performative as hell is what it was given. You got Serena and Leah consoling you, genuinely concerned, and telling you that this is not fair. Right? And we're talking about season 6. So if y'all haven't been tuned in, you need to go back and watch, love. Okay? Way better than season 7. Okay? If you really want to get an idea of Love Island, go back and watch season 6, because season 7 wasn't it. But yeah, they're consoling you. Oh, she's leaving. She's leaving. No, Kenny, she's not gonna go. And they supported you in being with this girl whole time. You played everybody. I don't know, y'all. Is this the biggest scam ever in Love Island, USA? Because you sat up here and faked and fronted for a whole year. And that's why people are probably saying the contract is up. Because I've been saying that, oh, the contract's up. That's what people have been saying. But I genuinely believe that Janae actually liked and cared about him. Okay, I do. But you could tell at times, like watching the show and stuff, and probably for some people, even before that, you could tell they were kind of on two different pages just a bit. Okay. However, we don't know if he may have reassured Janae when she may have felt that way. Like, we're not on the same page. Maybe he reassured her. Ain't no telling what was happening. Okay. But then what else does she say? Going on the show will be for clout. I can't wait for this to be done so I can fuck hella BITs. Woo. Ain't that something? Should it have said white BITs or something like that? Or some other women outside of black ones? Because you say, I don't like black women. Why would you come on the show with it? I mean, hell, when he brought his preference back from Casa Amor, you should have let him ride out with that. That's what he wanted, right? And faked it. That right there is insane. I'm so glad Charmaine kind of gave us a little piece. Now, people have said that she deleted it. On top of that, she did, her page is private. I wasn't following her previously to know if her page was open or if it was private, but I do know that it's private now. But a lot of you guys did send me these screenshots, so thank you. And this is what's going on. Like, that's just crazy. And yeah, I think the girl should be on your head top for real. And I'm really surprised that none of the guys have said anything, but not surprised at the same time, right? Because y'all consider Janae your sis so much. Then why haven't you guys said anything, or have you sent text messages? Are there conversations that's happening with Kenny behind the scenes? Is what I'm wondering. I want to read this one more time for the people. Search keywords like I don't like black women. I thought I would get more money from this. I'm faking this relationship. Going on the show would be for clout. I can't wait to be done with this so I can fuck hella BITs. And the dot gives, and there's more. Janae must have been feeling something. Something had to have happened. And she may have had this inkling for some time that it was just like, you know what, check his phone. Check his phone. And I don't know if it was like a message that popped up on his phone and she was able to read it and then say, oh, you know what, let me search his messages and see what else he's saying. And they had a good time. They was partying at the party. I wonder what happened. Did he get too, was he too tired? Was he too drunk? I don't want to say he was drunk, but did he have a few drinks to where he was just knocked the hell out? Or girl, look, I'm over here like set the scene, but see, don't set the scene, honey, because in all honesty, that's where the tea comes in. That's what Serena was talking about. That's where the tea come in, and we really don't even need all those particulars, right? This is just me in my head wondering how did we even get to this place. But for her to even go through the phone to do some searching, something definitely happened. Okay, something definitely happened. And I'm wondering if it was something that was brewing for a long time with her. And what also is interesting is the fact that if it wasn't brewing with her, it appears to have been brewing with her cousin. All right. I do believe this is her cousin that started out to be like her manager at some point, but was pretty close to her at some point. But he came out. Okay. And this is what he had to say. He says, chat, I've been keeping my mouth shut for so long. At Janae Craig carried that immature manipulator, insecure, and psychopath so-called man for an entire year. Now, wait a minute, love. Now, when you say she carried him, in what way? Do you mean she was financially looking out for this man? Because that's what I hear, right? I thought I was going to get more money from this. So because you're not getting more money and you're not working your typical job, did she give you additional money, or did she bring you in on some of the deals that she had to make sure that you got some money? Because I mean, that's what your girl going to do. She going to look out for you. Whole time you a op. Whole time you a fucking op. Baby, it sucks to go through this 1000%, to go through a breakup and then to just learn so many things about your person or who you thought was your person. I can imagine the heartbreak she's going through, but the lessons that she is going to learn as she navigates and move forward is going to be great. I don't want her to, I'm hoping that she doesn't move forward with a lack of trust in her next person because of what Kenny did. Like, don't hold somebody else, the next person, responsible for Kenny's actions. Like, that is what Kenny chose to do because that's how he's made up. That's the fuck boy in him. But don't hold that against somebody else. Yes, I do think that she should take her time now that she's out of this. And as she progresses forward, if 6 months down the road, maybe 3 months, she decides she wants to date, have fun, have a great time. But now you are a celebrity. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you are now extremely popular. You're a public figure. Some say celebrity. You have over 2 million followers. Like, girl, you gotta watch your back because you're not just anybody. And I don't think just anybody should be attached to Janae. It made sense for Kenny to do it. You got to know him in the villa. You liked what you got to know in the villa. Perfectly okay. I'm not gonna blame that on her. That's not, even if we may have felt like we saw things, I'm not gonna blame that on her. That's not her fault, to me, that she didn't fully see certain things about him. She was willing to see the best in him. He was willing to give and tell her whatever, and she progressed forward in that relationship. Now, yes, over time you may start seeing things, which I do feel like she did see, which is why she likely went through that phone and found and learned things. And who's to say somebody probably was DMing her certain stuff? Like, I don't know, you might want to watch your guy because he a little shady, whoop de whoop. Those things could have affected her, made her go through the phone. And thank God she got up out of it now versus later. Because it's plenty of guys in my personal that are in relationships with women that they hate. Don't even much like. A lot of people are in relationships with folks based on how others are going to see it. Right? Is that really your type or is that other people's type? And because that person look good on your arm, that's why you with them. A lot of people are in relationship with folks they don't like, and they just stay there too. Okay, I don't know who point you trying to prove to or what you got going on, but we wish you the best on that. Okay, but I think this was the best thing for her, that this was revealed so that she can get out of this relationship, because at some point I do feel like after a while, and that while maybe 5 years, 2 3, who knows, people, that hate for you starts to show. And some people feel like they too deep in, that they just have to stay in it, like it is what it is. We intertwine our life so much, ain't no telling. But that hate starts to show, and then so much of that mistreatment starts to come after that. So I feel like as much as she might be hard on herself right now, if she is, yes, she's God's child, she's going to be okay, but it doesn't mean that she's not going to have emotions and feelings and reflections about this, and feeling like, I wish I would have knew this, I wish I would have been paying attention to that, da, da, da. She's going to have those thoughts, but I don't want her to sit in that moment too long of faulting herself, because at the end of the day, those were the actions of that fuck boy. That's what he chose to do. Okay, he got to worry about cleaning that SHI up. Okay, he got to get his heart right. That's on him. And child, he got a lot of convincing to do, because a lot of people are not feeling him. I do believe that that follower count is going down more and more. Let us go over here and just check out Kenny's follower count um really, really quickly. And we're gonna get back into the message from her cousin slash former manager. Yes, he has now lost about 100,000 followers. I do believe it's over that amount. He still has images of he and Janae on his page. Of course, it looks to be anything that's related. Well, no, not really. I would say things that are related to business, but not necessarily. He still got some images up here, baby. Ooh, baby, Kenny finna regret this. He's regretting this already. And here's the other thing. I don't know if these were messages and things that Kenny said earlier on, like when he first got ready to go on the show. Maybe it was messages from last year before he got on the show on like black women. There could have been a possibility that he did grow to like Janae potentially, IDK. But then also when you say things like, what did the best friend say? Let's get back to that message. Let's get that back up. What did she say? I thought I would get more money from this. More money from what? From being in a connected relationship with Janae? Or getting more money after being one of the final couples on Love Island USA. Is that what you're saying? What are you referring to? And I'm faking this relationship. You said, when did you say that? Was that before? During? After you asked her to be your girlfriend? That's so whack. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to the first thought. You didn't like black women. Even if I wanted to give you a little inkling that maybe he grew to like her, negative. You didn't. You didn't. And I can't wait to be done with this so I can fuck hella BITs. You're whack. Okay? Typical F boy. Typical F boy behavior. Let me see what else you got over here on this page of people whacking you. It looks like you may have deleted Leah's comments too. Yeah, I think he went back on some deleting spree, guys, as we're over here on his page because I'm not necessarily seeing um the hate mail that I was seeing before. Okay. It looks like he deleted a lot of things. A lot of this is like 3, 4 days old. So he's deleted a lot of stuff since then. All right. Now, y'all just be mindful and careful about how you're moving over there on his page because as soon as you guys say some of the most negative things to him, consider the possibility that it may blow back on Janae. Like this is all Janae's fault because you know they love to blame. You already know where I'm going with this. Okay. They love to blame a black woman and in some cases a woman in general instead of blaming his ass. All right. Now let's get back because I do want us to get into the rest of the cousin's message. All right. So the cousin says, I've been keeping my mouth shut for so long. At Janae Craig carried that immature manipulator, insecure, and psychopath so-called man for an entire year. My heart hurts for you, baby girl, but I'm so happy you have real family and friends who will help you grow through this. You are the most caring human anyone can have in their life, and I pray you find so much better. The light is coming to take what darkness stole. All right. So, shout out to the cousin, shout out to the family and the friends and the fans that are supporting and upholding Janae during this time because try it's one thing to find out stuff about your partner and then turn around and it's on such a massive scale like that. And then he got the audacity to not take any accountability and to come with a damn chat GPT ass statement. Ooh, honey, the people over there. Let me tell you something. Love Island, y'all not beating the allegations right now. The allegations are not being beat. Now, I don't know how many followers Kenny had when he came on the show. I feel like he may have had 20 something. I don't know. And maybe a lot of people weren't aware of his political views or how he feels about women. IDK, because he was likely a smaller had a smaller social media presence, right? But I still advocate for people that are not influencers to be a part of Love Island USA because I feel like we'll get natural reactions, regular people. But then also with those regular people, they're going to give their regular opinions, their viewpoints about whether it's political or anything else. And it may not align with the masses of people, but y'all may have to start interviewing people like they do jurors. Okay. Y'all may have to sit up there and ask them, like, what are your thoughts on the political climate at this time? Okay. What would you say you represent more? Okay. I don't know. And granted, I will say that it's unfair to keep people off of a show because they vote. I vote, Republican or I vote Democrat or whatever the case. I vote independent or whichever it is. I don't think that that is fair, but y'all gonna have to do some very strenuous type of, interviewing to cut down on some of the type of people that we get on this show. But I also feel like there's no way around it. They're going to keep some of it because a lot of the discourse that you guys that we may have online only helps propel the show to be bigger. So I feel like we will continue to see some problematic people on this show in an effort for them to make a good show. But it may not be as many. Who knows? We shall see because they get so many people. Right? They get so many people that they interview. They've started interviews as of what, probably earlier this month on the app when they were telling people to apply because they have to bring in main cast people or main villa people and as well as bombshells. So it's a lot that goes into it. And I do think that you guys need every day of every part of the year that you need before it's time for you guys to start filming, taking photos, and announcing who the cast is for the next season. Okay. So y'all need to also, because you may find regular people that's not that don't have that big of a social media presence online, you may find that they are problematic a bit. Right. But then you guys are going to have to pick and choose your battles. All right. Do I want a person that has clearly been caught up with saying X, Y, and Z? or do I want a person that may have voted this way? Like, I don't know, but you guys are going to have to pick your battles and pick your persons. And then you're just going to have to know where to draw the line, because we know we'll draw the line if there was a man that was likely abusive to a woman and has been charged with that in the past or something like that. That line is likely going to be drawn to where they cannot be a contestant on the show. So figure out what those lines are and get that together. But then you also are going to have people that's going to slip through the cracks, like Kenny. You know what I'm saying? They're going to slip through the cracks like Kenny. I don't know if you need to have them sign some paperwork and you grab the phone and go through the phone and do a search yourself and see what they're saying. I don't know how crazy it should get, but we shall see. And with the way the climate is, and not saying people should not be sensitive, but calling out the fact that people are extremely sensitive when it comes to certain things, television show, people, individuals, viewpoints, or whatever. It's like, baby, we're not going to have a Love Island much longer. And I hate it because you guys have come and ruined my show. But there's that. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. And some of you producers ruined it too with this season 7 because y'all just did not do a good job. Y'all just did not. Y'all did challenges, then come back to the challenges. It was just terrible. Get it together. Regroup on the front end and the back end and come back to us. Okay? Do that. But that's all I got. Enough rambling from me. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Of course, I am Jamie. That's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie. That's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATL, got them trying to clone me like ages. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M.